Okie dokie, let's spin the wheel once again here. Let's see what we got. I've never tried this one before, actually. This might be interesting. Okay, good choice. I've driven almost every kind of vehicle in GTA 4, but this one's a bit new for me. 2006 Pinnacle. If I sit here, if I just drive this car, would you ride with me and just forget the world? This episode took way longer than I thought to make. I spent literally 3 hours in real time trying to find this car. And once I did, it seemed to have been cursed. I kept rolling it over until finally, at one point, I rolled it over and I couldn't find a replacement. So naturally, I looked for another car to roll the car back over. I was driving around Charge Island at the time, and I decided to get a car to push it over, and I pushed it into the river. So, yeah. The Pinnacle doesn't have any prior history to GTA 4, as it's only appeared in this game. It does bear some similarities to the Karen Intruder. The Pinnacle is based primarily off of a 6th generation Nissan Maxima. Unlike the last couple of reviews I've done, the Maxima was only offered with one engine option, which was the same 3.5 liter V6 offered in the 350Z, which was the VQ35DE, making a ballpark of around 228 to 300 horsepower. Being a higher level luxury car from Nissan, the Maxima was only offered in front wheel drive and only offered with a CVT transmission. Now, I'm pretty fair when it comes to transmissions, whether it be automatic, DSG, or manual, but CVTs, I just don't like them. I just don't. I'm sure they do a very good job of fuel economy and being reliable, stuff like that, but I just hate CVTs. I think there's a bit of a theory as to why the Maxima was only offered a CVT, and it's from this YouTube comment I found on the video we're watching right now, which is the Motor Week review right here, and they said, I believe the reason they only offer a CVT transmission is so the Maxima won't take away from Infiniti G sales, since they are both so comparable. In fact, the Maxima has a larger interior. Now, just to make sense, I believe the Infiniti G35s had the same motor as the Maxima, and they figured, well, we don't want to make it a manual because it's going to take away from sales of the Infiniti. So they figured, oh, you want the same engine, but you want a sportier transmission, you got to pay extra and get the Infiniti. It does make a lot of sense, actually, not gonna lie, but that's all up to speculation, I suppose. Now, funnily enough, as you might have already seen, the Pinnacle is actually rear-wheel drive, unlike the Maxima. Now, just like with the Uranus, I have an interesting theory as to why this might be. Under the hood, the Pinnacle features a 3.5 liter V6, despite the fact the model's a V8. I'm pretty sure if Rockstar made a V6 model, they would put it in there. It was also made into a 5-speed transmission, and as I said before, it's rear-wheel drive. Here's my theory as to why that is. So I noticed on the badging it says 3.5Z. I immediately thought, oh, it is clearly a reference to the 350Z, since both cars are rear-wheel drive, and both the Pinnacle and the 350Z have a V6, and since both the Maxima and the 350Z have the same engine, it kind of makes sense. So I think what they're trying to do is make a Maxima, but have the drivetrain of a 350Z. So basically make it a 4-door 350Z, essentially. Because, believe me, this car is quick. I'm not sure how they would handle this as a front-wheel drive car, though, to be honest. Speaking of speed, the acceleration is very, very good. Well worth the 3 hours just looking for this car. The handling, however, not so much. It does take a bit of practice from what I've gathered. And like I said, while the car is quick, it does suffer in the corners. And again, it's a passenger car, not some sports coupe. Well, there you have it. A decently quick 4-door that took me way too long to find. My verdict? Grab a Sultan. While this car is rare, at least in my game, Assaultant has all-wheel drive, and it does handle a lot better, giving it a definite upper hand against this car. God, I just hope my next car isn't going to be some super rare car I have to look forever to find. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Well, that's all I have to say about this car. Honestly, I didn't have so much to say because I don't have a lot of footage to go off of here. I didn't have a lot of experience driving the car because it took so long to find it. But if you're looking for an alternative, I would go for the Karen Intruder. It's a bit better, I think. It's basically the same thing, except it's a Infiniti instead of a Nissan. But same thing, basically. But yeah, it was an okay car, you know, it's decent enough. But yeah, not worth the time I spent looking for it, honestly. I went so far to go find a mod menu to try to spawn this car in, and it broke my game. I had to uninstall my game, reinstall it, and yeah, it wasn't great. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.